What's up, everybody? WCR2 is back, and I'm coming to y'all with another video of me giving the news that I have left the nursing program at the school I was going at and why I left. So, as already some people know that I was giving little hints about it in my streams, but yeah, I ended up leaving after 3 weeks inside that particular program. Don't get me wrong, I am transferring somewhere else. I have not given up because I am literally putting in all my information to go to a new school with a much better program. But everything that they told me was actually very, very true. Uh, Only 6 people were actually left in the program last year out of 50. That was actually true. And only this year, there's only 10 left, which is absolutely amazing to me. When I got into the program, I saw exactly why they left. The first red flag with me is that they were very, very disorganized. And I'm talking about they did not give us certain information, like about what we had to bring to the program and what we had to do, and certain blood work and stuff we had to do until like the week of class was supposed to start. And I was sitting there like, why are y'all waiting this long? And then all of a sudden, we're not getting emails back when we're asking questions about what uniforms and stuff we need and blah blah blah. But they'll wait, and then they'll recorrect themselves in the email saying, no, now you need this, 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 and that. Like 3 days later, I'm sitting there like, how long has this program been going on? Yeah, this been going on for about a good 5 years. Why are y'all so disorganized? So that was my first red flag. Then I got into the class itself, and my teachers had no idea what the hell they were doing in that class, which was my second red flag. And I sat there and went, what is this? And like my first day, it was first day of fundamentals, and she didn't teach nothing. She read completely off that PowerPoint, and I sat there and went, I could have did this. This is not teaching. What in the world are you doing right now? Like nobody in that class felt confident about what they learned. I mean, I know it was virtual, the virtual recorder, what the fuck they call it, but still, I mean, this is a nursing program. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be giving us a lot more examples and information, not just reading off the PowerPoint. And you're supposed to explain some of this stuff. But I guess we were supposed to figure it out on our own. Then we get into the pharmacology, and the teacher sounds like he had Down syndrome. I sat there and went, "What in the like, bro? This is the most important stuff. How are you not? Why, like, why are you not teaching us any of this math? Like, this is important for nursing." And they're like, if you was in that class, you would. I gotta say, I know I'm not missing my words, but I gotta say is I completely understand why all them people left. Like that class, the classes were so terrible. It made us. Now, don't get me wrong. My lab teacher teaches fine, and my other the head boss, she can teach. That's fine. But the other two that actually are the teachers of the program do not know what they're doing. And I'm sitting here like, there's no wonder most of those people end up leaving. And what was my final red flag? Well, not really the final red flag, but the one that just made me say, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. Was when they lost all of our blood work and all the stuff that all those uh, CBCs, all those papers we had to turn in, all of that was lost. And they wanted us to get all of that back or we would leave the program. That also reminds me is the fact that they were threatening students that if you didn't finish a certain thing, that you would not be able to take the test come Monday or Tuesday. And I sat there and went, why are y'all doing that? Like, that's unnecessary. Like, to me, that was absolutely unnecessary. And then she's like, also, like, one of the teachers also, like, uh, threatening, but it's like a prayer, but it was actually threatening most of them. That if you did not finish, well, not finish the, not finish those little programs we had to do, but if you do not bring that CBC that they lost earlier to the secretary by a certain time, you will not take that test. Or I was sitting there like, bro, you can't do that. This is the fun. We're trying to learn this stuff. We don't know this. Like this, it's taking a lot out of our study time. And she said, oh well, just got to get it done. I said her and said, and in my mind, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna do you a solid. Just gonna take me out of the class. I'm gonna go somewhere else. This thing is just so disorganized and so shady and all of that. It was not for me. Like, don't get me wrong. I liked the school I was at because it was very cheap and it was worth it. Like those core classes, easy to understand, easy to do, except for anatomy 2. That was hard as I don't know what. But the rest of the classes were great and they were cheap. And I thought, I passed this, and the school I was going at gave a decent, good price for the nursing program. But then also the last thing that got me is that when I dropped, they said I would not get my $2,000 back. That was also another problem that I had. So I asked about, can I get my $2,000 back? And I asked the business office. They said, no, you had to wait till 3 days to get your refund. I said, 3 days after? Like 3 days? Like what? Like she said, you only can get your refund when you get into the class, and you can only get it back 3 days after you leave it. And I'm like, it's been 3 weeks. Like 3 days, that's not enough time. And what's the worst part is that the nursing program, the people that were setting me up for the nursing program, did not tell me or did not register our classes until 3 days after the deadline was over. Like, you get what that means? Like, they already had us set up to not be able to get our money back. And I sat there and went, that is absolutely insane. As if it was just too shady for me. I couldn't do it no more. I'm like, man, I'd go somewhere else, dog. Y'all playing games over here. Like, I'm trying to become a nurse, and y'all being as shady as I don't know what. But best thing is that one of those teachers left, and now they're giving students more time and more time. They, like, instead of just every week, they're giving them like 2 weeks of study, which is fine. Hopefully they're passing, but I just found out that a lot of the students are making the same move I did and are leaving. Because I did talk to a lot of the students. I'm like, nah, dude, you're not going to like it here. Because as I said before. And I also have found out that 90% of the kids, or not the kids, but the adults that were in the nursing programs with me are returning students. Most of them failed that first semester. And I sat there and went, are you serious? And then they had to retake. Like, if you fail one of those classes, you have to retake both classes. No, you have to take all 3 classes, because there's actually 3. They did not tell you. You have a fundamentals of nursing, a pharmacology, and a lab class. They didn't even tell us about the lab class, so no one was ready for that. So they made that really, really, like, as I said before, they were making everything so shady and so mysterious. And also what got me is that they were catching a complete attitude when you ask a question. And I'm sitting here like, why are y'all being so defensive about stuff, man? Like, she said, and also another problem I had is that what they told us to read was not in the book. Because when I took that first test, none of that shit was in there. Like, bro, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I didn't do high, I didn't pass, well, I honestly didn't pass both of them because neither one could teach what the class was, and we had to figure it out on our own, and a lot of students didn't even pass the test, so it's like, no, like, why would I stay here? This is not worth it. Like, this is not worth $2,000. Honestly, I told them that I just want my money back. If I can't get my money back, you can keep it, even though it sounds like a contradictory. But that's what my mental state was. But I really wanted my $2,000 back. But, bro, I was floored at how bad it was over there. Honestly, completely floored at just how terrible that program was over there. I said, no one. And worst part is, a lot of students are trying to get over there and don't know how bad it was or how bad it is. And they're going to get in there and they're going to be so floored at how horrible it is that when they leave, they're never going to get their money. It's like, it's almost a scam over there. It's so bad. Like, it's horrible. That's why I'm going somewhere else. But as I said, for most of the students don't know. They really do not know how bad it is. And they're going to be absolutely distraught when they find out just how horrible it is. But as I said before, some of the course stuff is starting to change. As I said, for one of those teachers that needed to leave has left, which is good. The only thing is that they actually giving students more time to study. Instead of just 1 week, they're getting 2 weeks, which is good. But I don't think that's going to last. This is still first semester. They said most of the students end up leaving in Med Surg 1, and I can see why. Because if they're doing the same thing in fundamentals of nursing and pharmacology, there is no way they're going to be able to do Med Surg 1, because Med Surg 1 is 2 times harder than both of those. And then you go from Med Surg 2 into Med Surg 3 and all of that. But I hope they make it. I really do. But I can't, for honor, the life of me, I do not see anyone passing where I went to. So that's why I'm transferring somewhere else. And I only did this class for like 3 weeks. I just saw too much bullshit. All right. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's a bit of an update. And honestly, I'm going to be taking my T's again Wednesday. So, I'll be doing a lot of studying since then. So I will catch y'all later. Peace.